What's up, everyone? This is Xavier, your host, and welcome to the 210 Stockyard.
Welcome back for another training camp breakdown. This episode, we're taking a look at the talent inside the Brahmas tight end room. And I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a quick in and out episode, being that there's only 2 players to cover. But as I dove in, I realized the waters of the past surrounding both of our tight ends are just a little bit murky. Both of our tight ends were involved in separate incidents at separate times, but both required disciplinary action. And needless to say, we have some bad boys on the team. Now, is this cause for concern? No, I don't think so. What happened in the past were isolated incidents, not reoccurring. But I'm only mentioning their past because it's going to come up, and because I honestly like getting to know our players, and of course their backstories. And I'm sure you do too, otherwise why would you be watching? But that's enough build-up / monologuing, let's get on with it. Now, if you guys didn't know, the San Antonio Brahmas possess the league, that's the UFL, so that's both leagues combined, the league's #1 tight end last year, and the XFL's #3 tight end. I'm talking about Cody Latimer and Alize Mack. Stay with me as we take a little bit of a dive into both of the players that make up the San Antonio Brahmas tight end room, starting with Alize Mack, Notre Dame. He's 26, 6'4", 251 pounds. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. He also played in the Army All-American Bowl, was named a Max Prep All-First Team, and was the #1 tight end of his recruiting class. His freshman year at Notre Dame, he played the entire season as a true freshman, but was suspended for the entirety of his follow-up sophomore year due to academic issues and other related issues. I'm assuming the other issue has to do with him not going to class and maybe perhaps his attitude. He was allowed to practice with the team, but did not play 1 minute of any game that season. He came back his junior year and saw action, playing in 10 games and starting in 6 of them. But once again, at the end of the year, he found himself in another situation requiring discipline and was suspended for the Citrus Bowl against LSU. This was due to what then coach Brian Kelly called an internal team matter, and he did not disclose the details, so I'm not exactly sure what he did, but I will note that around the same time, there were 2 other players that were also suspended for the game, and they were caught shoplifting. Whether it's related, I don't know, but it could have something to do with it. And though Alize Mack seemed to be in and out of trouble during his college years, his on-the-field actions still spoke louder than his off-the-field actions, as he was named 3 times to the Mackey Award watch list in 2016, 2017, and 2018, and was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the 7th round of the 2019 NFL Draft. Unfortunately, it was short-lived, and he was released from the practice squad on October 2nd of 2019, and it might have something to do with this little incident here. After his release, he then bounced around between the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Detroit Lions in 2021, and finally the Green Bay Packers in 2022. The Packers did release him, but it wasn't due to any type of on-the-field or off-the-field incident. He was waived on August the 30th due to injury. He was selected by the Brahmas in the 2023 XFL Draft, and at the conclusion of the 2023 XFL season, totaled 28 receptions for 230 yards and 1 touchdown, making him the league's #3 tight end. He signed with the Tennessee Titans after the XFL season, and was waived on August 28th of 2023, and then signed back with the San Antonio Brahmas after the dispersal draft on January the 19th, 2024. I think that Alize Mack's stats would be a lot better or more padded if he had more reps or opportunities on the field during actual game days. Alize Mack is tough. He is big, he can catch. I would like to see him hit his blocking assignments a little harder, but in any case, he is a scary good option to have on the field.
Another early start by Seattle, 3 plays, and Alize Mack with the first down. Another late flag comes in. Quick shot to his tight end, Alize Mack, for a pickup of 5. Looking for Alize Mack, his tight end. And the former Stomer's hook up here, and Mack with a stiff arm picks up a first down. He should go against the fire zone. Indeed, Mack inside the sideline to pick up another first down.
Cody Latimer, Indiana. He's 31 years old, 6'3", 222 pounds. He was a two-way star in high school, meaning that he played both offense and defense, and was a three-star recruit coming out of high school. In 2012, his sophomore year at Indiana, he led the team in receiving yards with 805 and was tied for first with 6 touchdowns. That same year, he also happened to be second in the Big Ten in yards per game and fourth in the Big Ten in receiving touchdowns. He was named to the second team All-Big Ten. In 2013, his junior year, he was second in the team in touchdowns and third in yardage. He was also third in the Big Ten in yardage and yards per game and catches per game, and was once again named to the second team All-Big Ten. At the end of his junior year, he was also awarded the team's Anthony Thompson Award, which is their MVP for offense. He elected to forego his senior year and declared for the 2014 NFL Draft, and was selected by the Denver Broncos in the second round as a wide receiver. He did admit that he had trouble processing the playbook and adjusting to the pro style of play, but made major strides of improvement his following year when the Broncos parted ways with their coach John Fox. Fun fact, Latimer was on the same Peyton Manning-led team that led the Broncos to defeat Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 50. And let's not forget the defense of that same Super Bowl winning Broncos team was coached by our current head coach, Wade Phillips. After 3 years with the Broncos, he then signed with the Giants on March 19th, 2018. He stayed with the Giants for a while and then signed with Washington in 2020, but was released on August the 23rd after his arrest. And this is where his murky past comes into play. So what had happened was, Latimer was at a poker game at a friend's house, got into an altercation with one of the other players and that player's girlfriend. Words were said, a tussle, if I'm not mistaken, ensued. Latimer ended up leaving the party and coming back with a handgun. Allegedly, he was waving the gun around and accidentally discharged a few rounds, which led to his arrest, and in the aftermath, was placed on the NFL exempt list. He received 2 years probation, but no jail time. He did plead guilty to a misdemeanor assault charge that occurred during the poker game, but unfortunately was banned from NFL play for 2 years. As a result, he was selected by the Orlando Guardians in the 11th round of the 2023 XFL Draft and was converted over to tight end. The move proved to pay dividends as Latimer became the league's #1 tight end, totaling 50 receptions for 593 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was also named to the 2023 All-XFL Offense, and when you combine his stats with that of the USFL players, he is still the #1 tight end in the league. He was the Brahmas' second pick in the January 5th dispersal draft, and is definitely one of our more explosive options on offense. He already has chemistry with, again, head coach Wade Phillips, and with our presumed starting quarterback Quentin Dormady. Cody Latimer is dangerous. He can absolutely catch, does not have very many drop balls, is tough, and can fight through catches. He obviously has that familiarity and comfort level with Quentin Dormady. If you guys pay attention to the Brahmas social media, whenever they post Quentin Dormady or Latimer, they always seem to be joking with each other, and the chemistry just shows. I think Latimer's going to be the obvious starting tight end for the team, and I'm pretty confident in saying that his bad boy days off the field are definitely behind him. Both Latimer and Mack have something to prove, and I believe they'll both have proved it by the end of the season.
His personality kind of just personifies in the way he plays too. That motor's always going. Zach Minard, number 79, is a lot like that too. A little one-handed grab there and off to the races. The rookie Cody Latimer.
It's a 3rd and 5. Dormady with time finds Latimer again, spins off the first defender. Brought down.
3rd down for Lynch to Latimer. Latimer showing the burst out of bounds as well to stop the.
Final thought. We do have some bad boys when it comes to the tight ends of the team. The only dilemma that I can foresee has nothing to do with their, quote-unquote troubled history. but more so the fact that last year Wade Phillips only kept one tight end on his Roughneck squad. The offense that he runs doesn't tend to usually rely or utilize the tight end heavily, but I think we have too much here in having last year's #1 tight end and #3 tight end on the team. I can't see him letting either of them go. We've got great weapons at wide receiver, great weapons at running back, and we are solid at the tight end position. I am not at all bothered or even concerned with what you may call their troubled pasts. There's really no repeat incidents. I think both of them have learned from their mistakes, and both of them have more than proved that they've got what it takes to be on that field and dominate it. So what do you guys think? Are you at all bothered by their previous run-ins with the law and being in trouble, being suspended? Do you think it will become an issue or even a factor for the season? If one of them is cut, who do you think will stay? Who do you think will go? If both stay, do we give them a nickname? I do, of course, obviously think that anytime Alize Mack makes a touchdown, DJ, you got to utilize Return of the Mack. I want to hear it in the dome. I'll try to think of something catchy for Latimer. But thanks again for stopping by. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and want to see more. Go ahead and hit that notification button. The season starts March 30th. We are so close to kickoff. I can't wait to see y'all there. But in the meantime, stay tuned for more episodes of the 210 Stockyard.